देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So, I think so. We are in the fifth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 17, the descent of river Ganges. And I'm going to the think we are yet to cover the second part from the verse number 12 to 24. And I'm there. Yes. Okay. येषु पुरुषाणाम् अयुतपुरुषायुर्वर्षाणां देवकल्पानां नागायुतप्राणानां वज्रसंहनन बलवयोमोद प्रमुदित महासौरत मिथुन व्यवायापवर्गवर्ष धृतैकगर्भकलत्राणां तत्र तु त्रेता युग समकालो वर्तते. So, I think we already read through the text, if I'm not wrong, and we are covering the purports. Yeah. So here it said, in these 8 varshas or tracts of land, human beings live 10,000 years according to earthly calculations. All the inhabitants are almost like demigods. They have the bodily strength of 10,000 elephants. Indeed, their bodies are as sturdy as thunderbolts. The youthful duration of their life is very pleasing. So in this regard, Prabhupada is mentioning in the purport there are 4 yugas: Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. During the first Yuga, Satya Yuga, people were very pious. Hmm. Everyone practiced mystic yoga. So, of course, even now people are trying to practice mystic yoga in the form of pranayama or some breathing techniques. Yeah, sometimes some may not be able to know, but in fact, the origin of all these breathing techniques, whether it is Shaolin or whether it is, whatever it is, yeah, we can see all this is coming. And because everyone was always absorbed in samadhi, no one was interested in material sense enjoyment. That was taught in the beginning itself. The purpose of having a study thunderbolt body is not that one can mm, do whatever he want, so that he can, yeah, no one wants to become weak, no one wants to get diseased, no one wants to become old. Even if one is old, one want to be like ever youthful. Yeah, that the nuts and bolts of the body are fully lubricated and fully functional as like 16-year old. But and also, yeah, one wants to lead. Close the door. One wants to lead a healthy life, um, but still, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, these are the things that are there. One has to overcome all these things. And metal miseries begin in Dwapar Yuga. Mm. So in the Satya Yuga, maybe the miseries are not so much, because people were very more responsible. They really understood what is Samadhi, and then they really did it. Ashtanga Yoga to attain perfection of life, not perfection of body. So, but as Dwapar Yuga, then we say, but they were not very stringent. Stringent metal miseries really began after the advent of Kali Yuga. So the purpose of Kali Yuga is, of course, spelling upon everyone, uh, throw a spell, yeah, not spelling, to throw a spell on everyone, the gross materialistic mindset. And another point in this verse is mentioned that in all eight of these heavenly verses, although men and women enjoy sex pleasure, there is no pregnancy. Yeah, I think in the end of that verse, it is said the pregnancy takes only in the very last, after when the kid is 1 year old, then they leave, then they die. So pregnancy takes place only in the lower grade life. For example, animals like dogs and hogs become pregnant twice a year, and each time they beget at least half a dozen of offsprings. Even lower species of life, such as snakes, give birth to hundreds of young at one time. So, I mean, of course, yeah, we know snakes have yeah, lay eggs and many. So, this verse informs us that in the grades of life higher than ours, pregnancy occurs once in a lifetime. People still have sex life, but there is no pregnancy. In the spiritual world, people are not very much attracted to sex life due to their exalted devotional attitude. So, whether one is going to the higher planets, still there is this urge to enjoy. And of course, when the facilities are abundant, one has even more um, appetite for sense enjoyment, and that's not favorable. This is the most, and it said in Kali Yuga is the most degraded practice. It can only be perpetuate the miserable material condition of those who perform it. Mm. There are a few other verses explaining the same thing, and of course, the next verse is yatraha deva payata swayar gana nayakair vihita maharhanaha sarvattu kusuma stabaka phala kisalaya shriyana myamana vitapa lata vitapibhir. This is the explanation about the world, the five other worlds. The other worlds that are yeah, where in each of those tracts of land there are many gardens filled with flowers, fruits according to the season, and there are beautifully decorated hermitages as well. Between the great mountains demarcating the borders of those lands lie enormous lakes of clear water filled with newly grown lotus flowers. The Purport Prabhupada mentions the inhabitants of this earth also desire such heavenly enjoyment, but when they somehow or other achieve imitation pleasures like sex and intoxication, they completely forget the service of the Supreme Lord. Hmm. So, in that purport, it said, in that atmosphere, they enjoy life with their very beautiful wives, who are always sexually stimulated. Nonetheless, they are all devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as will be explained later. Nabasva api varsheshu bhagavan narayano mahapurusha purushanam tad anugrahatmaya tattva vyuhenatmana adhyapi sannidhiyate. Uh, to be near is near the devotees for accepting their services. To show mercy to his devotees in each of these nine tracts of land, Lord Narayan in his quadruple principles, what are that? Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. In this way, he remains near his devotees to accept their service. I'm checking if this is the purport where there is a mention about, yeah, let me cover this little so that we have a little more understanding. In this connection, Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur informs us that the demigods worship the Supreme Lord in various deity forms, Archa Vigraha, because except in the spiritual world, the Supreme Lord cannot be directly worshipped in person. Yeah. So this is a very important point, which says that if we really want to serve the Lord personally, it is possible in the spiritual world, but in the material worlds, yeah, even if wherever the demigods may be living, that places, yeah, one can worship the Lord in the archa form, and archa form means the Lord having the four-hand form, and yeah, let's see if it comes little later. Otherwise, I'll cover that part. So it says, in the material world, the Lord is always worshipped as Archa Vigraha or the deity in the temple. There is no difference between Archa Vigraha and the original person. And therefore, those who are engaged in worshipping the deity in the temple is in full opulence, even on this planet, should be understood to be directly in touch with the Supreme Lord without a doubt. Shastre, as in Shastre. Arche Vishnu Shila Dhir Gurushu Naramatihi. Hmm? No one should treat the deity in the temple as stone or metal, nor should one think that the spiritual master is an ordinary human being. Just like Gurushu Naramati. One should strictly follow this Shastric injunction and worship the deity, the supreme personality of Godhead without offenses. It's very, very challenging, right? Usually, our imagination of the Lord is he's very soft, yeah, because this is what in Vishnu Sahasranama we are reading, Shanki Chakri, Cha. There is also the Lord who has to have the Shank and Chakra and Gadha. Uh, so much description that we hear, but in our Aksha Murti we don't see all these things. Oh no, there are some paintings, yeah, but painting, right? Oh, it's only matter. No, we should, as it is, accept. Even though we may see this is made of stone, this is made of metal, this is made of wood, yeah, we just accept them as deities. That's it. There should not be a second thought that they are material, which means though they do not have this animated smile, yeah, but they will smile. Only thing is when we are in a mood or maturity to see their smile. Uh, yeah, oh no, come on. Krishna should be always dancing. If I'm doing kirtana, Krishna should dance. Yeah, he's dancing. We should understand that. He's dancing if we are doing nice kirtan. Yes, that's it. That is what is meditating. I am doing kirtan for you to dance. I'm doing kirtan so that I'm serving you, I'm pleasing you. In that way, every service that we are doing, whether it is Archa, Vigraha, to do Archana in the process of deity worship, we should not think, okay, this is anyway stone, I don't have to be very careful. No. In fact, when one is taught deity service, they are taught that one should be very careful when they are putting on your, what is it called? Um Needles, right? What do you call safety pins or needles or something like that? Uh, One should be very conscious that we are not just handling like a very rough. We should handle like very, very delicately and properly. So in that way, one should be very careful in offering service, and the thought should be that yes, they are not just idols. They are not, no, they are really deities. Arsha. The Lord is merciful that He is manifesting in this form. Just like the same Lord is manifesting in the form of sun, in the form of moon, in the form of stars, in the form of water, in the form of fire. Yeah, He is also so mercifully appearing in the form of Archa Murti or Vigraha. And this is one thing. And then the next thing is, so one should strictly follow this Shastric injunction, strictly. Prabhupada mentioned strictly means strictly. Then the spiritual master is the direct representative of the Lord, and no one should consider him an ordinary human being. By avoiding offenses against the deity and the spiritual master, one can advance in spiritual life or Krishna consciousness. So this is also another point. Yeah, we cannot undermine or underestimate the greatness, glories of our spiritual master. Mhm. He is he is representative of the Lord, which means we may think, oh, I am offering food to the Lord. Oh, I don't know whether he's accepting or not, he's taking or not. No, yeah, when we are offering the food to the spiritual master, we should understand, yes, yeah, very happy that Lord is reciprocating. Through whom? Through the spiritual master, that he is honoring the prasadam. In that way, one should not think, oh, the spiritual master is demanding or commanding services. See, he is so much dependent on us. No, one should understand the purpose is that, oh, he's giving an opportunity to serve the Lord through the Guru. So here in the Padma Puran, sorry, in Laghu Bhagavatamrita, it is mentioned, Padme tu parama vyomnaha purvadye dik sorry, chatuschaye vasudevodayo vyuhas chatvara katitah krimat तथा पाद विभूतौ च विवसन्ति क्रमादि में जलावृति स्थ वैकुंठ स्थित वेदवती पुरे सत्योर्ध्वे वैष्णवे लोके नित्याख्ये द्वारकापुरे शुद्धोदाद उत्तरे श्वेत द्वीपे चैरावतीपुरे क्षीरं बुधे स्थितान्ते क्रोधपर्यङ्कदामनि सात्वतीये सात्व सात्वतीये क्वचित् तन्त्रे नवव्यूहा प्रकीर्तिताः चत्वारो वासुदेवाय नारायण नृसिंहकौ हयग्रीव क्रोधो ब्रह्मा चेति नवोदिता तत्र ब्रह्मा तु विज्ञेयः पूर्वक्तो विधया हरिः. In Laghu Bhagavatamrita, there is mentioned in the Padma Purana, it is said that in the spiritual world, the Lord personally expands in all directions and is worshipped as Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. The same God is represented by the deity in this material world, which is only one quarter of his creation. Yeah, we know there is Tripada and Ekapada. The whole creation, which includes the spiritual and material, is when we see in that we may think, oh, India is fully populated, China fully populated, this whole universe is fully populated. When we say still the size, it says the universe where we are living, it can be considered as a one mustard seed in a bucket of mustards. And in fact, this whole creation is just one fourth, ekapada. Tripada is the spiritual world, which means we cannot say, okay, only very rare pieces go and end up in the spiritual world. No, there are so many, only rare pieces like us, we are here in the material world because we wanted to do something, we came here. Hmm? So this is what the same. The Lord here also represents the four directions of the material of this material world. There is a Vaikuntha Loka covered with water in this material world, and on that planet is a place called Vedavati, where Vasudeva is located. Yeah, so this is further. Another planet known as Vishnu Loka is situated above Satya Loka, and there Sankarshana is present. Similarly, in Dwarakapuri, Pradyumna is predominator. On the island known as Shweta Dvipa, there is a milky ocean, Shweta Dvipa, and there is a what do you call this? Kshira Sagara. Kshira Sagara is the ocean of milk at what? Island of Shweta Dvipa, white island. In the midst of that ocean is a place called Airavatipura, where Aniruddha lies on Ananta. Hmm? In some of the Satvata Tantras, there is a description of 9 Varshas and predominating deities worshipped in each. Who are there? Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Narayana, Nrsimha, Hayagriva, Mahavaraha, and Brahma. Of course, here this Brahma, the Lord Brahma mentioned in this connection, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When there is no fit human being to empower as Lord Brahma, the Lord Himself takes the position of Lord Brahma. Tatra Brahma tu Vigneya Purvakto Vidhaya Harihi. This is the line that means that Brahma mentioned here is who? Vidhaya Harihi. Same Hari. Okay. Now we come to Ilavrite. Ilavrite tu Bhagavan Bhava Eka Eva Puman Nahi Anyas Tatra Paro Nirvishati Bhavanya Sapa Nimittagno Yat Pravekshayata Stri Bhava Tat Paschad Vakshyami. Anyway, I didn't add, in addition to that purport, what Prabhupada has written, there is also a description depending on which universe or hmm, Lord Vishnu, who has 4 hands, it's not always the Shankh is in the right hand, it is in the left hand. So, depending on which universe Lord is worshipped, accordingly he has a different form. It is not the same Narayan form. There are different Narayan forms in different places of worship. And here in the Ilavrata, it said, yeah, known as in the tract of land known as Ilavrita Varsha, the only male person is Lord Shiva. And the most powerful demigod, then goddess Durga, does not like any man to enter that land. If any foolish man dares to do so, then she immediately turns him into woman. Yeah, this shows that there is no space for enjoyers. Yeah, where we see here, it's all about Lord Shiva. One. So Durga Devi is, even she's also in a way changing our mindset. Yeah, though we are not male, think that yes, we are Purusha. Yeah, which means we are enjoyers. No. Yeah, Durga Devi doesn't tolerate someone to have this feeling of I am the enjoyer. She converts. Yeah, so the same business happens in Ila Brata Varsha. And also here, what is happening is, yeah, Durga Devi is saying, okay, you have still the propensity of enjoying, like, so that's why she is changing one to understand that we are the servant. So that's what, yeah. So what is Durga Devi doing in Ilavrita Varsha is whoever is male enters then converts into women so that um, one can offer, one can offer service to the real master, Lord Shiva. Bhavani Nathai Stri Ganar Ganarbuddha Sahasrair Avarudhya Mano. So after converting them, what is she doing? Sahasra Avarudhya Mano Bhagavatas Chatur Murter Mahapurushasya Turiyam Tamasin Murtim Prakritim Atmanah Sankarshana Samyam Atma Samadhi Rupena Sannidhyapare Tad Abhigrahan Bhava Upadhavati. Worships. Oh, and then what is happening in that? Lord Shiva is always encircled by 10 billion maid servants of Goddess Durga who minister to him. So all this, and then what is done there? The quadruple expansion of the Supreme Lord is composed of Vasudeva, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Sankarshana. I don't know. Did you see this? Hmm? No. Very carefully. What is the order here? Vasudeva, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and Sankarshana. The order is different. Sankarshana, the fourth expansion, is certainly transcendental. But because his activities of destruction in the material world are in the mode of ignorance, he is known as Tamasi, the Lord's form in the mode of ignorance. Lord Shiva knows that Sankarshana is the original cause of his own existence, and thus he always meditates upon him in trance by chanting the mantras. We will come to there, but in the purport, sometimes we see a picture of Lord Shiva engaged in meditation. This verse explains that Lord Shiva is always meditating upon Lord Sankarshana in trance. uh, I still remember, I don't know who knows Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Yeah, there's a very nice, very old lecture. I think Adra Prabhu, you may have seen this, na? In Fuji, in island Fuji, where there are a lot of businessmen, Indian businessmen, and have anyone seen this? Where someone said, "Yes, Satya Sai Baba is God," and then he said, "Okay, can you tell how?" And then he said, "He makes gold." Anyone recollect this class?
Yes, Prabhuji, yes, yeah. Very nice class, yeah. Very
Yeah.
powerful.
Very nice class. And then he says, yeah, if one, if he cures diseases, yeah, the doctor also cures the diseases. If he is making gold, goldsmith also makes gold. Huh? Mm. So anyway, why did I say that? Yeah, in that context, he explains about who is Lord Shiva. Do you remember that? Yeah, he explains who is who very clearly. I think amazing class. I think it's just an 1.5 hour class, but very deep and straight. I really like that. Huh? And yeah, here we see this that Lord Shiva is in charge of destruction of material world. Lord Brahma creates the material world. Lord Vishnu maintains it, and Lord Shiva destroys. Because destruction is in the mode of ignorance, Lord Shiva and his worshipable deity Sankarshan are technically called tamasi, technically. Lord Shiva is the incarnation of tamoguna. Mm. That's why we have the Guna avatar. The Lord expands in many ways. There is Purusha avatar, there is Guna avatar, there is Leela avatar, there is Amsha avatar, there is Swamsha avatar, there is Vibhinnamsha avatar, there is Leela avatar, Vilasa avatar. So many. Do we really want to go to understand all these? Yeah, it is simply amazing, yeah, to know so many. Prabhava, Vibhava. So many kinds of incarnations the Lord manifests. So here we see Guna Avatar and Tamo Guna. Lord Shiva is the incarnation of Tamo Guna. Yeah. Since both Lord Shiva and Sankarsana are always enlightened and situated in transcendental position, they have nothing to do with the mode of material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance. But because their activities involve them with the mode of ignorance, they are sometimes called tamasi. Just like um, yeah, if someone is in a, what do you call this, crematorium, yeah, the person is just doing a duty of burning the bodies and all these things. Doesn't mean that he is quite excited and yeah, he enjoys it or he really wants it. He's responsible for that, or he is overseeing such service. uh, and that's why when you call someone, for example, yeah, some have you seen sometimes if in olden days used to call na auto come here. Anyone did that? Rather than or auto wala. Now we are just attributing. He neither he is the auto nor he is the oh, what do you call, part of the auto. Yeah, because he's the owner of it. That's why we call. So anyway, and then what does Lord Shiva does in meditation? He says, Shri Bhagavan Vacha, Om Namo Bhagavate Mahapurushaya Sarva Guna Sankhyanaya Nanta Avyaktaya Nama Iti. Hmm. Here we can see Lord Shiva is addressed here. The most powerful Lord Shiva says, Bhagavan, yeah, he is also opulent. He also has these great qualities, completely detached. I would say one who is completely detached. He is also very rich because that is not so easy to have. It's very, very inexpensive, invaluable. Um, it says, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you in your expansion as Lord Sankarshana. So even we can see Lord Sankarshana, whom Lord Shiva is always meditating, he is actually direct expansion of Lord Krishna. When Lord Krishna is expanding, Balarama is none other than Sankarshana. You are reservoir of all transcendental activity qualities. Although you are unlimited, you remain unmanifested to the non-devotees. Means very interesting. What Lord Shiva is saying is, though you are everywhere, unlimited, but you do not manifest to non-devotees. Amazing, is it? While we are saying you are everywhere means we should be seeing, na? But at the same time, though you are everywhere, you can't see. Just like the sun on a day is everywhere, but if we have glasses or if we are blind, we can't see. So for non-devotees, the Lord is not manifesting, though He is everywhere. Hmm? Bhaje bhajana yarana pada pankajam bhagasya krishnasya param parayanam bhakteshva alam bhavita bhuta bhavanam bhavapaham tva bhava bhavam ishwaram. Yeah. So Ishwaram here is addressed to whom? He says, "My, oh my Lord, you are the only worshipable person, for you are the supreme personality of Godhead and the reservoir of all opulences. Your secure lotus feet, where is that word coming? Bhagasya of opulences, bhakteshu, beyond, yeah. Yeah, apaham. Bhava apaham means who stops the devotee's reputation of bhava, which is the material birth and death. Um, whom you satisfy by manifesting yourself in various forms. O my Lord, you deliver your devotees from the clutches of material existence. Non devotees are repeated again. Non devotees, however, remain entangled in the material existence by your will. Kindly accept me as your eternal servant. Na yasya maya guna chitta vrittibir nirikshato hi anva api drishtir ajayate ishe yatha no jita manyuram hasam kastam na manyeta jigishur atmanah. Jigishu means winner, one who conquers. And this Ramhasam is a word that usually come to my mind, and it means Anu. Yeah, 1 second. Titi Manu Ramhasam. It is the force, Ramhasam. With that, we cannot control the force of our anger. Mm. And therefore, when we look at the material things, we cannot avoid feeling attraction or repulsion for them. But the Supreme Lord is never affected in this way. Although he glances over the material world for the purpose of creating, maintaining, and destroying it, he is not affected, hmm, even to the slightest degree. Therefore, one who desires to conquer the force of senses must take shelter of the lotus feet. Then he will be victorious. Lord Shiva is praying. So sometimes we always have now we have this question how to control anger. I would like to have anger management courses and seminars and what do you call this therapies. No, the best thing we can just meditate when we are just all opening up our heart and mind to the Lord and seek His support. Then yeah, we experience that what we want. We are blessed with what we want is peace. Therefore, the Supreme Lord is called transcendence, and anyone who wants to secure from the influence of the modes of material nature must take shelter of him. असदृशोऽय प्रतिभाति मायया क्षीबेव मध्वासव ताम्रलोचनः ननागवध्वो अर्हण ईशरे ह्रिया यत्पादयो स्पर्शना दर्शितेन्द्रियाः. Hello, all fine. Hmm? For persons with impure vision, the Supreme Lord's eyes appear like those of someone who indiscriminately drinks intoxicating beverage. Thus bewildered, such unintelligent persons become angry at the Supreme Lord. And due to their angry mood, the Lord Himself appears angry and very fearful. This is the point. We see, hey, why is Lord so cruel? Yeah, as if like we are not cruel. We are very cruel. That's why we think all these things. Thus bewildered. And then, however, that is illusion. Due to their angry mood, the Lord Himself appears angry and very fearful. However, this is illusion. Tamra lochana, having eyes, tamra, copper or reddish. Having eyes reddish like copper, yeah, like copper. Um, when the wives of the serpent demon, yeah, this is very nice mm, example given here. How can we understand Lord is Yogeshwara? Hmm? Does anyone remember in Mahabharata there is a reference when is who proves that Krishna is Yogeshwara? Any guess? What is time now? Hmm? When Yudhishthir Maharaj is performing Rajasuya Yajna, then yeah, of course, kings from all over they were invited, and who will get the Pradhama? What do you call it? Yeah, I forgot what is the word used. The first honor. Yeah, maybe in English we can say that a first honor. Usually, the first honor is given to the most revered guest. Yeah. At that time, yeah, we know of course what happens is then Bhishma Dev is telling who none other than Lord Krishna is eligible for such a uh, recognition, hmm, so that he can offer, he can wash his feet and then, yeah, Prathama. Anyway, again, try to get the word. But um, at that time, we know Shishupal becomes more envious and more envious that he starts saying, hey, are you gone mad? Yeah, I think you may know this. Huh? Then Shishupal becomes so much, and then Lord Krishna finally he severs the head of Shishupal with his after tolerating 100. Sometimes people na quotes circulate just like that. Should we tolerate 100 only? Huh? I don't know. Harish Prabhu, you are there? I think in the Bhakti Vriksha we were discussing, right? How much should be one tolerating? Only 100 or 101 or none? Anyway, so here in the purport, Prabhupada mentions anyone who remains unagitated even in the presence of the cause of for agitation is called dhira or equipoised. The Supreme Personality of Godhead being always in a transcendental position, he is never agitated by anything. Therefore, someone who wants to become dhira must take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord Krishna. In Gita, Krishna says, Dhiras tatrana muhyati. A person who is equipoised in all circumstances is never bewildered. Tatrana muhyati. Prahlad Maharaj is a perfect example of a dhira. Hmm? Yeah, so he remained calm and quiet, whereas others, like even Lord Brahma, were frightened by the features of the Lord. That is a different story. Yam ahur asya sthiti janma samyamam tribhir vihinam yam anantam shrayah naveda siddhartam iva kvachit sthitam bhumandala murdha sahasradamashu. Lord Shiva continued, all the great sages accept the Lord as a source of creation, maintenance, and destruction, although he actually has nothing to do with these activities. Therefore, the Lord is called unlimited. Although the Lord, in his incarnation as Shesha, holds all the universe on his hoods, each universe feels no heavier than a mustard seed to him. Therefore, what person desiring perfection will not worship the Lord? In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 5, verse 117 to 125, there is a whole description. We can just imagine how insignificant a mustard seed is in the hood of a serpent. Hmm. Um, the incarnation of the Lord, known as Shesha or Ananta, has unlimited strength, fame, wealth, knowledge, beauty, and renunciation. All these six qualities. As described in this verse, Ananta's strength is so great that the innumerable universes rest on his hoods. He has the bodily feature of a snake with thousands of hoods, and since his strength is unlimited, all the universes resting on his hoods feel no heavier than a mustard seed. यस्याध्यासीद् गुणविग्रहो महान् विज्ञानधिष्णो भगवान् अजः किल यत्स्तम्भवोऽहं त्रिवृता स्वतेजसा वैकारिकं तामसम् ऐन्द्रयीं सृजे एव वयं यस्य वसे महात्मनः स्थिता शङ्कुन् शकुन्ता इव सूत्रयन्त्रिताः महान् अहं वैकृत तामसेन्द्रियाः श्रेजामा रजामा सर्वे यद अनुग्रहात् idam. From the Supreme Personality of Godhead appears Lord Brahma, whose body is made from the total material energy. So we see Lord Brahma's body is made of material energy. The reservoir of intelligence, he is the reservoir of, he is the most intelligent person, predominated by the passionate mode of material nature. From Lord Brahma, I myself, born as representative of false ego known as Rudra. By my own power, I create all other demigods, the five elements and the senses. Therefore, I worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead who is greater than any of us, and under whose control are situated all the demigods, material elements, and senses, and even Lord Brahma, and I myself, like birds, bound by a rope. Hmm. So here, Lord Shiva is offering his prayer. Oh, what is my existence? In fact, I am just created. When this whole universe is created, Brahmaji is created. From Brahmaji, I am created, and from me, everything is created. So we are not the direct creators, but we have been created. We are not the supreme creators. Only by the Lord's grace we can create. This is what he says. Maintain and annihilate the material world. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto Supreme Being. In the purport, Prabhupada mentions a summary of creation is given in this verse. From Sankarshana, who is Mahavishnu, expands from Mahavishnu, Garbhodakashayi Vishnu. Lord Brahma, who was born of Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, father, fathers Lord Shiva, from whom all other demigods gradually evolve. Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu are incarnations of different material qualities. Gunavatar. Lord Vishnu is actually above all material qualities, but he accepts control of Sattva Guna, the mode of goodness, to maintain the universe. Lord Brahma is born from the Mahat Tattva. Brahma creates the entire universe, Lord Vishnu maintains it, Lord Shiva annihilates it. The Supreme Lord controls all the most important demigods, especially Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, exactly as the owner of a bird controls it by binding it with a rope. Sometimes vultures are controlled in this way. यन्निर्मितां कर्हि अपि कर्म पर्वाणि मायां जनोऽयं गुणसर्गमोहितः न वेदनिस्तारणयोगाञ्जसा तस्मै नमस्ते विलयोदयात्मने. The illusory energy of the Supreme Lord binds all of us, conditioned soul, to this material world. Therefore, without being favored by Him, persons like us cannot understand how to get out of that illusory energy. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the Lord, who is the cause of creation and annihilation. The purport is giving also further, because in the previous verse, Lord Shiva is telling how the creation came into existence, and Prabhupada highlights how is the creation, metal energy, and everything here. And very important is to understand all these things is not easy. Hmm? That's clearly stated in Bhagavad Gita. Bahunam janmanamante jnanamam prapadyate vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma su durlabha. Hmm? After many births and death, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes, and that is such a great soul is very rare. A sane man therefore surrenders to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and thus gets out of the clutches of illusory energy. Maya. Hare Krishna. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Any thoughts?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Prabhuji,
Krishna.
you mentioned Lord Shiva is meditating on Shankarshan, but we also
Mm.
hear that he is meditating on Lord Ram.
Mm-hmm.
So is he like meditating on both, or in a particular form
No, I mean
of the
that's a
Lord?
good that's a good point, because there is also in the Rama Raksha Stotra, there is this Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranam Tattulyam Ramanama Varanane. In that connection, Buddha Kaushika Rishi, who made this, in that dream, in his dream, he was blessed to have this um, prayers. He got all these prayers, and immediately he woke up and he wrote this Rama Raksha Stotra. In that context we can see already this is one thing. And then in Vishnu Sahasranama there is Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam Rama Nama Varanane. He's saying, oh my dear Parvati, I am always remembering upon Lord Ram. Yeah. And of course, here there is an explanation about in the context of Rama, and there is also in this here in this Bhagavatam there is context of what he is. Yeah, there is a loka. Yeah, so in that loka, this is what we are discussing. In the Ilavrita loka, the predominating worshipable deity is Sankarshana, and he is always meditating on Sankarshana. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji. So in that Loka, Lord Shankarshan is situated,
Yeah.
and Lord Shiva. Is he also on that loka or
Yeah, yeah, he's in that loka. Just
okay?
like in Germany, you are going to go Goradesh, right? So the worshipping deity of yeah in Cologne is Vijay Gauranga Doyal Nitai. Hmm? We are worshipping him, not like impersonal like only Gaur Nitai, right? We are very specially worshipping him as Vijay Gauranga Doyal Nitai. So the Lord has different names and different forms and different leelas, and in the Ilavrata Loka, this is what is described as Lord Shiva is exclusively worshipping the Lord in the form of Sankarsana. Yeah, in a way we can see because also Sankarsana is the origin of Lord Shiva, right? Yeah, so you are worshipping your creator,
Yes, Prabhuji. So in that loka he worships Lord Shankarshan, and on Kailash he is meditating on
meditating on.
Lord Ram.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hmm. Okay. Okay, then thank you very much. I mean, I didn't see someone has pasted, wrote something. Sanjay. Okay. Yeah. Sanjay is also saying in the context of the Gita, right? At that time he says, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha Tatra Sri Vijaye Dhruvanir Matirna Mama. Hmm? I think that's what you were mentioning, na? Uh, Navina Mataji,
Yes,
or
Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, see you tomorrow. पंचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्भागवतम की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय जय गौर प्रेम हरे कृष्ण